Makes a 12-hour day not even look that hard.
We built Pezet Matheson, which is myself and my mate Toddy. We have an incredible business by no stretch, through heaps of hard work, but zero complacency. On a weekly basis, we talk about challenges we've had.
Yeah.
And that makes any day look good.
Today, we sit down with Jayde Pezet, co-founder of Pezet Matheson, and together, Jayde and Todd Matheson have built Pezet Matheson into a highly respected Gold Coast property business, specialising in project marketing, residential sales, and property management. Jayde has spent years working at a high level in property sales, building a reputation for performance, relationship, and results. Jayde and his team have also been clients of motion training for the past few years, so we've had the opportunity to see firsthand how genuine, generous, and grounded he is. In this conversation, Jayde talks about the hard work behind building a successful career, learning to protect your time and energy, dealing with the pressure of other people's expectations, and why leadership really starts with how you lead yourself. There's a lot people can take from this one. Here it is. Okay, we're sitting here with the legend Jayde Pezet. Welcome to Lead It, Jayde.
Thanks, Isaac. Good to see you, and thank you for having me.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you for your time.
Always.
How we start every single one of the interviews is pretty much, if instead of me introducing you, if you could introduce yourself as if it was to someone that had no idea who you are or what you do.
Yeah. So my name's Jayde Pezet. I am a project marketer in real estate. I'm a father, I'm a husband, and I live on the Gold Coast of Australia.
Dream, yeah.
It's good.
Awesome. Where did your journey actually start, and what would you say pushed you down that path?
Yeah, look, I'm incredibly close to my family, and I think my father was absolutely pivotal in what I do as a career now. It wasn't necessarily what I thought I wanted to do at the given time that I fell into the space, but it made sense. And it made sense from the perspective that my father is a builder and always has been. My grandfather is a builder.
Yeah, wow.
On school holidays, I was picking up timber and sweeping floors on construction sites. And I think my father and I both worked out pretty quickly that I wasn't very good at it. So what was the next avenue? And I studied business, tourism, marketing at university, which I didn't like at all. However, I ended up in a position where I found out about this project marketing, which was selling developments off the plan and established development stock. And, I fell into that space. I love that space.
Yeah, wow, that's cool.
And that's how I ended up really doing what I do today, and then commenced building a business from there.
Yeah, well, that's a cool story. That's really interesting how, I don't know, you took opportunities, and then through opportunities you found what you loved and kind of what you wanted to get into.
Yeah, and
by
I think
studying and
and it was organic. At the time of studying, I was also working, and I had a job within the surf industry, and a company bought the company I was working for, and they were based in Torquay. So I got this opportunity to go and work in the transitional phase there, which was really cool, and that sort of set the scene for a lot of travel over my career as well.
Yeah,
which sort of landed me in London, in UAE for long periods of time, a lot in Asia, which has kind of been cool.
That's really cool,
Yeah.
What would you say was the biggest thing that you had to sacrifice or say no to that you believe actually got you where you are today?
Yeah, probably it was more than anything a cultural thing, which was I had this innate love of the ocean, and I still do. To a degree, I think I lost that for many years striving towards my career, and that was something I thought I had to do, which in hindsight I didn't.
Yeah.
There was definitely a sacrifice there. Not saying it was a warranted sacrifice, but it was a decision I made that ended up being a sacrifice. a lot of travel overseas. I came home for my daughter's first birthday from China for 24 hours and flew back again. So when my daughter was young, when she was born, I was spending sort of 5 months a year in China. And my wife was back here, obviously being a mum and doing what she does so well. So there was a lot of those sacrifices in the early days. And
It's huge.
yeah, it certainly wasn't a time where we were going offshore and making incredible amount of sales and it was financially rewarding. It was getting from A to B. It was going offshore. It was the back blocks of China, which at that time were a pretty average place to be. And, you know, coming home with maybe 1 or 2 sales. So
Wow,
it was
full on.
surviving.
Yeah.
In what we do.
Yeah, but even for a perspective on long distance, doing that is really inspiring. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I think
Making it
the
through
one
that
thing, I've grown up in a beautiful location, being Byron Bay for the first 20 years of my life, and then coming to the Gold Coast, which is equally as beautiful and a great lifestyle. To go over there and have to live through that was pivotal and wonderful for me, because now I appreciate it, whereas before that was just how it was.
Yeah, that's cool. So
yeah.
flip your perspective on
Yeah.
how amazing this place is.
Which is really cool being a parent, because you can sort of impart that onto the children, that where we are is meant, you know, make every make every opportunity out of it.
Yeah. I mean, a weekend here is unreal. I can do absolutely nothing. I love it.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
That's the dream.
It certainly is.
And then, what would you say along that journey as a setback or maybe even a failure that you believe maybe even shaped you to who you are today?
I think there's definitely there's a couple that are pivotal, and probably the 2 that stand in mind. When I was younger, I got hit in the head with a really long, heavy surfboard, and I got epilepsy, and that took me from a place where all I wanted to do was be in the ocean at 13 years of age, and my mother was strapping a helmet on my head if I wanted to even go and check the surf. And at that time, you know, I mean, my son has a helmet now and that's all cool. But, you know, back then it was like, wow, what's this kid all about? And that was really hard for me. I think in hindsight, I pushed it deep down and just powered ahead. But when I reflect on it, you know, I always had this constant fear of having a seizure in the surf. You know, it was, no matter how much I pushed it down, it was still there. I was at, like, it was a really hard period when you reflect on it. And, you know, I had all these great ambitions, as you do as a, you know, a young boy or girl, you know, where I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that. And I felt as though this had really set me back, and probably physically, of course, but taking medication and different things, but also mentally.
That's a huge mental barrier.
Yeah, and it was things with relationships with children, with other children. I would be peeking out that I was going to fall over and have a seizure on the floor at any given time. And it did happen on a couple of occasions, but I didn't know what had happened because I wasn't conscious. So
especially at 13, that's super young.
Yeah, and at a time where you're growing, you're going through puberty, whatever else, right? You're really conscious of what other
Life's
people
hard
think.
as it is.
Yeah. So, look, something I've obviously managed with medication since, and I still take medication, and a lot of that's around A, having children, but B, being in the ocean and doing those things I loved. Definitely a major setback. The other one that shaped me so incredibly, and I'm sure if you talk to anybody that's in business that went through this period would say the same thing, but the GFC, in particularly from a finance and property perspective, was a really diabolical experience. I worked for a brilliant developer on the Gold Coast for many, many years, and they went into receivership, and my wife, Kerry, picked me up. I'd sold my car. I was like, I'm done. I'm going to go and do something else. And she picked me up the day I sold my car, and all this had just gone down, and said, I'm pregnant. And I was like, wow. So I ate humble pie, rang the receivers and said, I'm on. I'll take the job.
Yeah.
So I brought my team on board, and this was at a time where selling property was virtually impossible. So, we worked incredibly hard. This is where the journey started of, a lot of time overseas.
Yup.
But out of the back of that, we built what is now Pezet Matheson, which is myself and my mate Toddy. We have an incredible business, but by no stretch is it not through heaps of hard work, but zero complacency. On a weekly basis, we talk about challenges we've had, and that makes any day look good.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool for, I don't know, getting a different perspective on things.
Yeah.
After going through what you've been through.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that makes a 12-hour day not even look that hard,
Totally.
Even though I'll die doing 12-hour days.
And it's a really interesting game because it's really difficult to switch off. And I have Richard and Kelly who work with us over the last few years, and the assistance that we get from people, trusted people from outside of the industry that come in and go, "What are you doing?" From a balance standpoint. It's that's what we need. We need people to come in and go, "Are you kidding me? You work 7 days a week and your phone's on 24/7." So it's a taxing job.
Yeah.
But the way that we run it, I think, is incredibly different to 99% of the real estate businesses that exist out there.
Yeah, that's really cool. Wow, that's awesome. All right. And then moving on, if you could give your younger self advice or a young person advice right now, what would you say to them?
My advice would be work hard, put the time in, conserve your energy and don't waste your energy. Be very conscious of how much you give to other people and be very conscious about not taking on board what others think. I'm always really considerate, but I've certainly been a people pleaser my entire life.
Yeah.
And I think from working with certain people, from having epic business partners that I work with in all of our service lines that run through the business, it enables you to actually sift through what is and what is not important, and the fact that you've got to guard your time. And guys, by no stretch am I doing a wonderful job at it, but I'm getting better.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's actually something I'm learning at the moment. It's huge, eh?
It's huge. It really is, because there is nothing surer than that you only have so much space in your head at any one given time. And the other piece for me is, the time that we've got with our partners, our loved ones, our children, the people we care about is finite. So you've just got to be very, very careful how much of yourself that you give to people that probably aren't as important or aren't getting you and your family to where you want and you need to be.
Yeah, that's awesome advice. That's really cool. Yeah. So to wrap it up, if you could choose just one soft skill for someone to learn or grow further in, what would you choose?
Oh, Isaac, for me personally, it would be leadership, and something that I would say when I first started in management, I was shocking at. I'm incredible with relationships, but from a technical leadership perspective, it's something that I didn't foster enough. I probably went along through life leaning on my really good communication skills to overcompensate for things like leadership.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah. So for me, it would be looking at, if you do want to be a leader, what are those fundamental things that you need to grasp to really move forward and flourish in that space. Yeah. And even if you don't want to be a leader, inherently we're all leading something. We're leading a family. We are setting example for people that work with us, for friends and family in the community. I'm 48 years old, and the amount of friends of mine that come and go, hey, can, my son or daughter come and work within the business for a few days, or can, will we come and hang out and see what you do? And I think that's something we definitely embrace because I have 3 business partners who, in my opinion, are 3 guys that are better leaders than I am. And for me, again, I'm conscious of learning from them and not just letting them overcompensate and take over things that I know I could do better. So as much as I say that's something for younger people, I think it's for anyone and something I'm really conscious of continuing to, push on myself.
Yeah, that's really cool you say that because that's why, we call this lead it, like lead your own life.
Yeah, and it is about leading your own life, I think, and you only learn these things through, doing them, through reflecting on them, through, learned experience. And leadership is something I think that is very understated outside of business because, you've got to lead your own life, but you've also got other people, whether you realise it or not, that are looking at you for leadership. It might be you guys, surfing Snapper, and there's a couple of young kids that surf there every day. They will look up to you like you would not believe. Yeah. So to a degree, you're setting an example, and whether you like it or not, you're leading them.
Yeah, it's bigger than just yourself.
Totally.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that was so cool. Thank you so much.
No
for
sweat.
Drive.
Thanks,
that
mate.
Was awesome. That's a wrap.
Cheers.
That was really cool.
That's all right?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Legends.
Thank you so much. Okay, now we have Jayde Pezet's top 3 AI takeaways from the interview. And the first one is a very common theme that we've had, but it's got a little bit of a twist. It says, work hard. Absolutely, you need to work hard, but protect your energy. Success takes effort, but not everything deserves your time. How we can apply that? Pick one thing that actually moves you forward this week and give it your best energy. That's number 1. Number 2 is stop letting other people's opinion walk your life. Caring about what people think can quietly turn into people pleasing. And how you can apply that today, it says, before saying yes, ask yourself, is this important for me, or am I just trying to please somebody? And then number 3, the wrap up, third AI takeaway is learn to lead yourself first. Leadership isn't just about managing people. It's about how you show up and make decisions and set an example. And that's a wrap to Jayde Pezet's top 3 AI takeaways and interview. Thanks for watching. Peace.